Hello students! In this video lesson you're going to learn how to make this problem 1-29, this guy right here. So fire up Autodesk Inventor and start a new part. And let's look at the dimensions of this top view. We will start by making the top view, and it'll help us create the part if we start with the top view. So click on Start a New Sketch. Click on the XZ plane. Make sure your view cube is moved so that the top is upright. And we will start by making the large circles. So we have a circle right here that has a radius of 1.25. So click the circle tool, click on the center origin, and right now my circle is set to diameter, so I need to right click on the mouse and change that to radius, and I said that's 1.25, so 1.25, enter. So that gives us that outside, this right here. And then we're going to make this circle, and their radius is 0.62. So line up your circle tool and go to the right, and the radius is 0.62, enter, and do the same for the left side, 0.62. If they're not lined up, if your center marks are not lined up, click on the horizontal constraint, click on the centers of your circles, and they should line up with this middle one. Our next thing that we need to do is draw these lines and then trim what we don't need. So click on your line tool, and you're not going to connect with the circles when you first start drawing a line. You're just going to make sure that it's not snapping to anything. So like right here it's snapping to that. We don't want that. We want it just kind of in the open space. Click and OK. Then we're going to do the tangent constraint. So click on the line, click on the big circle, click on the line, click on the little circle. Tap X or click trim and trim up those lines. Before we move on, let's make sure we dimension the center marks 2 inches. So from center to center, that should be 2. And from center to center, that should be 2. And then we can then go ahead and continue making these lines using the tangent command, the tangent constraint, trim, or tap X. And so it doesn't matter where you draw the line as long as the line's not snapping to anything else, because then that'll give you some problems. And if you run into any problems, just press undo button or Control Z and start again and try again. Don't get frustrated. Tangent. Okay. So I gotta zoom in to trim this one, so I'm tapping X. Alright, let's see, do we need anything else? So we're just gonna make the plate first. We're not gonna cut any holes or anything like that. Well, I guess I could make this one. So yeah, let's make this one. So that has a diameter of 1.5. So first let's trim what we don't need. Okay, click circle. And it's on radius, so I need to right click and make it diameter. And that is 1.5. Okay, now I can finish the sketch and extrude that by 0.5. Click extrude, click my surface, type 0.5, and enter. Okay, so let's look at this dimension right here. So this is a hole thread, or like the hole command. So what we need to do is not draw holes. We're going to draw points, and then we're going to enter this information. So you'll see. So let's look at if you look at the ISO, see how it's not all the way down? And look at the inside of the part on the side view here, the front view. We see that it's not a hole all the way through. It's like halfway through with this wider dimension, this wider diameter, and then the rest of the hole. So that is that's called a counterbore. Okay, counterbore. So on this surface, right click, new sketch, project the geometry so that you get the little dots, and then you're going to click on point. Click on the two dots on the left and right, and then finish sketch. Now this is kind of like a magical command. So now we click on hole, and it'll find the points, and it wants to make holes, but we need to define some things. So click on Counterbore, and we need to figure out which of these three dimensions make this drawing here. Okay, so we see a 0.25 and a 0.44 with the dimension symbol next to it. The 0.44 is the larger dimension, so that means the larger hole needs to be 0.44. So that means that this dimension at the top needs to be 0.44. And then we see this down. So that's like how far down is this 0.44 going? It's going down 0.25. It should automatically be set to 0.25. And the second hole inside of here has a diameter of 0.25, which is already automatically set to on mine. And that's going down 1. If I click on distance and type 1, it'll give me that hole depth. This hole, if this part was bigger than 1 inch, then it would only go down 1 inch. I'm not sure why it says 1 in this, but you can leave it on through all because it's going through the entire part. Click OK, and there's your 3D model of 1-29. Now, we need to make the technical drawing for this, and I need to show you how to make all of this happen, this dimension right here. Alright, so I need to save it. So this is problem 1-29. This is my example, so I'm going to put EX next to it. Start a new drawing. Make sure you change your sheet size to size A. So once mine loads up, I can show that. Give it a second here. Here we go. Right click sheet 1, edit sheet, size A. I'm going to delete the ANSI large, and drawing resources, title blocks, insert. So right click, insert ANSI A. Okay, now I'm going to click base, and I'm going to leave this as my base. This is my front, this is my side, this is my ISO. At any point in time, if I need to change these views, on this view cube, I would just click on these little triangles. See that? The scale, let's see what 1:1 looks like. 1:1 is too big. If I move this over, oops, cancel. If I click on 1:1 in the beginning, that kind of fits. Alright, I'm going to leave it like that. You already know how to make all these other dimensions, but you have not been shown how to make this dimension, so that's all I'm going to focus on in this video lesson. So click on annotate, and you can click on either or of these, but watch. So in annotate, there's this thing called hole and thread. So I click on hole and thread, and then I click on the larger outside circle, and it will automatically make that dimension for me. So it's as easy as that. Okay, and that's all you really need to know for right now at this point in time with the hole and thread feature and dimensioning when you have holes like this. Okay, go ahead and pause the video here to create the rest of these dimensions. Make sure you update your iSummary for your title block, and good luck making problem 1-29.